it was kind of disappointing to see you go because there's a lot of cool people on Doom World who were sad to see you go too. And
Yeah, I'm sure they'll live without me.
yeah, well, the good thing is that you're on Doomer boards now, so like you're not gone forever.
Yeah, but again, that's out in the wilderness, you know.
Yeah,
That's proper going into the jungle to find Yoda shit right there.
yeah, I'm trying to spread a little bit of awareness out there because it's cool that like there are some like band members of Doomworld who go over to Doomer boards and then they have a place to talk about Doom and other stuff without being part of Doomworld.
Yeah, but it's kind of refugee camp.
Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame, but it's cool. It's cool that we can talk to you here on WXR, and
yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah. Before the show, you were telling me a little bit about deathmatch. I didn't realize that you were into deathmatch, but you're getting back into it now.
Started playing again first time in about 5 years, and I got my ass handed to me. Like rim steamed and on a platter. It turns out I'm not very good at doing.
Yeah,
which was a surprise.
Yeah, well, it's like that for me too. I suck at deathmatch.
Yeah, well, kind of target practice. It's fine. Just shoot me. I don't care.
Yeah, but yeah, it's still like a fun event just to kind of like mess around and stuff. But
yeah, fine.
Yeah, but like things get like really heated up. Like there's all kinds of like I used to I watch the World Doom League and I watch them play and man, they are fucking intense. They're just so fast and it's unbelievable. I once played against Ralphus one time and
you need Doom, yeah.
Yeah. That was a few years ago, but man, he creamed me, man. I played against him and like within a few hours the frags were like the score was like 3-40. He just destroyed me. And I was I was really like playing my best too. He's really good.
Oh yeah, man, for a fat man he can move, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's but the thing is though is that it seems like the skill ceiling for Doom has gotten a lot higher. And I've noticed that with like playing like new Doom mods. What's that?
Sorry, man, you cut off there.
Oh, I'm sorry. It seems like the skill ceiling for Doom has gotten a lot higher because like the more WODs that are coming out lately, they seem to be harder and harder than they were at least like maybe 5-10 years ago. And it's just
I think you'll find that with any like old school deathmatch. The longer something's out, the more players are going to evolve, get better. They have to try to get into it. It's a lot more difficult. You're right. The skill ceiling does go up.
Yeah, and it's like that in a single player too.
Well, like I say, yeah, I've noticed a move towards a lot more kind of slaughter maps and all that stuff. I don't know if I'm so keen on them.
Yeah, it's like the new trend. I was just talking to Impy in the last episode, and that was what he was talking about too. He was saying that like he's not very into slaughter maps and stuff. But I've come around. I didn't really like him at first either. I was more of like I like bullets and shells, and not as much rockets and cells. But I've come around. I like it a lot. But I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. You're working on a book, and I'm refraining from reading it because I wanted to know if you could tell me about it. Are you able to like summarize it without giving away any like juicy details about it?
Oh God, yeah, it's like somebody strapped a dildo to a Bible and fucked you with it.
Okay, so what does that mean?
Well, it's
like a mindfuck.
The language isn't as bad as I use in real life, so it's not for the kids or anything like that. But it's about drink abuse, drug abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, all kind of wrapped into a nice, happy, dark comedy.
That's pretty cool. So, is there like a main character, or is it told through like first person?
It was a bit wanky. So the main character doesn't have a name. It's never revealed throughout the book because I think I read Fight Club once and decided that was the way to go. Kind of if every man was completely drunk every second of his life.
Oh wow! So is it based on like any kind of like real stories or is it all like fictional?
Write about what you know.
It's what?
So, yeah, certain things happen in real life. There's actually one incident in the book that actually happened. I was drinking with Zarky B.
Oh, okay.
Former member of Doom. Zarky B, do you remember him?
Yeah, I do remember him.
Yeah, he invited me round to a house party. This fat man got absolutely pissed out of his skull.
Really?
Basically, yeah, totally, man. He's like, let me try to think and remember here. I can't remember what the hell his name was, but he did have a neck beard, which is never a good sign.
Yes.
I think he was off the booze completely. He was going to Alcoholic Anonymous.
Oh, wow.
And he went to a party with a bunch of students and fucking arseholes. We were like, drink the drink.
Yeah.
And his willpower collapsed. He basically downed an entire bottle of whiskey.
Oh, no.
Fell over. Stuck in the fucking door because we had to get him through the fucking toilet before he pissed himself. Fell over in the toilet. We left him lying in a pile of his own piss. And then we went, fuck it, you know what? He's there for the night. So we all fucked off. Came back through about 2 hours later, and the fat man was gone. And in his place was like a trail of piss and shit and spew going up the stairs towards the bedroom.
Holy shit.
The fucking fat man had actually crawled up the stairs, crawled into the bed. I don't know whose fucking bed it was. I hope it wasn't Zarky's. And ruined it. Completely ruined the bed.
Holy shit, what a mess.
Yeah, it was fucking horrible, man.
Why did he... Wow, what a jerk. Like,
yeah.
I've been to, like, parties and stuff before, but, like, I never... Like, I can feel when I'm about to throw up. So, like, I never, like... I never puke all over the floor. Like, I make it an effort to, like, go to the bathroom and puke in the toilet. That's... What an asshole.
Well, this guy couldn't walk. I mean... Oh, God, it was a mess. So
yeah, he just, like...
Shit like that happens to me, and it's like... Well, I'll just put that in the book.
Yeah.
Fuck it, why not? But, like I say, this sort of shit doesn't happen to anyone else, apparently, so it must just be me.
Yeah, I could. Well, I've been to some pretty crazy parties, and there are times where someone's like a really bad load, and you just have to carry them around, and like there's people that want to call their ex-girlfriends and make up with them, and all kinds of crazy shit, and you got to talk them out of it, and they can barely walk, and they can barely form a sentence.
Pretty gargantuan, so there's no carrying him about. I mean, it takes 3 people to navigate him into the fucking bathroom, you know?
Yeah.
In the man's defence, he did actually wake up in the morning. I don't know, he must have fucking walked down the road covered in God knows what. He turns up again 3 hours later and he's bought an entirely new bedroom set.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he did replace everything that he defiled.
Oh,
so,
jeez.
Points for that.
Wow, that's a mess.
So, yeah, shit like that happens. I just kind of fictionalized it slightly, stuck it in the book.
That's cool, man. Are there any other like crazy stories like that? Is it kind of like is it like a sequence of stories that are just kind of like strung together? I'm trying to understand more about the book.
There's actually there is a plot.
Okay.
Amazingly, it is character driven. They go through a sequence of events. I'll mix up the timeline and all that. You know, pull a bit of Chuck Palahniuk, a bit of Irvine Welsh. So I'll mix up the timelines and all that. But it will actually turn out at the end it's been a sequence of events that's happened over the course of 2 days. You could read it like that, or you could read it as disconnected stories. Whatever. It's not all written in stone yet because it's not fucking finished.
Oh, all right. Okay.
So yeah, I've been going at it now for about 5 years. So maybe in another 5 years it'll actually be finished.
That's pretty cool. When did you?
Yeah,
okay. So you started. Have you written books like that before, or is this kind of like your first endeavor into like this kind of thing?
All the times before I've gotten about halfway through and then given up.
Oh, okay.
So this is the first one I've actually worked through till the end, and actually started going through a second draft or a second and then a third draft of it. So yeah,
well, that's cool.
It's been a long road, but
yeah,
it's something that I do.
Yeah, well,
occasionally.
Well, you have like a very colorful way of wording your posts, and I think that's like probably part of the reason why you managed to get banned from Doomworld. But it's but the thing is, I love it. I love the way you describe it.
I think when you're I think when you're posting, you've got to make things funny. You've got to make things readable.
Yeah.
You've got to have your own individual voice on a forum, otherwise you're just going to fade into the background of pricks. So, yeah, I do have my own style of writing.
Yeah.
It's it's cool.
Yeah, but I get the impression from reading your post that you're like kind of an angry guy, because like I guess you're like pretty easily frustrated by people. But that's just from what I've read in your post. It doesn't seem like it from talking to you, but
Oh no, I am a simmering pot of rage, man.
Yeah.
Just say something to me about the fucking Conservatives and I'll explode,
Yeah. So so do you like follow politics a lot? Do you like read the newspaper and like watch the news and stuff?
I think being Scottish, you have to these days. Be political. I don't know how much you know about the situation in Scotland.
I really don't. I've heard that it's a stereotype of Americans to like only know what's going on in America and nothing else, and I think that's kind of true because I really don't know what's going on anywhere else.
Let me think how to explain it. I'll put it in metaphorical terms. There is let's do it like Harry Potter. There's a bunch of wankers down in fucking Hogwarts, fucking passing laws with fucking fox hunting and screwing Scotland out of fucking oil and generally just being very nasty people.
Okay.
And rather than going full Irish on the situation and fucking bombing them, we've decided to try and get independence via democratic means.
Yeah.
Well, it's not fucking working. Did you follow the election stuff? I mean, we had the general election yesterday. You follow any of that?
I followed the U.S. president election. If that counts. Well, I guess not.
that's the fucking orange mongoloid, right? I think I've heard of him. Yeah. Yeah, the fucking Conservatives got in again, and it's just all shot to get. They're going to go into power with the DUP, who are anti-gay, anti-fucking abortion. They're not even weird. Catholic, they're just wankers. And they're going into power with the Tories, and the whole thing's getting shot to fuck again.
Yeah. Oh man, that sucks. That's so weird. People who are like anti-gay and like anti-abortion, like it's not any of their business. I don't know why they even think that they.
I don't get it. I mean, you'd think that being anti-abortion, you think they get along really well with gays. It's not like they're ever going to have a fucking abortion, is it?
Exactly. Yeah. It's all like I don't even understand it because it's so like conflicting. It's not even.
Yeah, you think they'd be natural bedfellows, but they're fucking not. It's just secretarian wank, and I'm fed up with it. So
yeah, so this is stuff that's like
independence. Fucking here we go.
Yeah, so this is stuff that's going on like in the news and stuff, right? And that's what you have. Do you have to deal with like people like that in real life? Do you like meet people like in bars and stuff that are like?
I used to work in a pub. Occasionally.
That's right. I forgot about that. I remember you wrote some blogs about that.
Punchy. Working in a pub's fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I can imagine.
All you do is you're surrounded by alcoholics drinking.
Yeah.
And if you're an alcoholic who really wants a drink, that is not much fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been to a few bars. I'm sorry, I don't go to bars that often, but I do go sometimes, and usually when I do run into people that are just like their life just looks really sad. Because it seems like they just come there just because that's what they have to do. They don't really. They don't even seem like they're enjoying themselves. They just go there to drink, and they don't seem to be like there to be meeting up with any friends or anything. They're just there to sit by themselves and drink, and they get plastered, and then they start trying to make friends, and they just make everybody uncomfortable.
There is an aspect of that in the Scottish pub culture. I will not lie to you. Yeah, I know the sort of people you're on about. There's also happy, fun people who are alcoholics, like myself, for example. You know,
Yeah.
we would have fun if we went out drinking together. You
Yeah.
would wake up in the morning, there's a fat man that's shit in your bed, for example. You know, it's fine.
That's hilarious.
Fuck, if you ever get Zarky on, you should ask him about it. He'll remember more about it than me.
Yeah. I don't see Zarkid like posted on the forums though. Or have you talked to him lately?
Not recently. He moved to Australia.
Oh,
so
really?
I know, a fucking Scotsman in Australia. He's probably like a fucking crispy bit of bacon lying out in the desert right now. We do not do the sun. I have no idea what he was thinking about.
That's hilarious.
Fucking ginger vampire.
Yeah. What are some other things that get you angry? I remember seeing a post where you were like, I guess, I remember seeing you a post where you had like this rant about furries.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Yeah. Yeah. Okay, furries, man. What the fuck are we going to say about this? Basically, you've got these fucking idiots. Oh, I am a fox trapped in a human body, and that's why I've shoved this fucking butt plug with a tail up my ass. I'm going to tell everyone about it on a fucking forum devoted to doom.
Okay? Yeah, it's very weird.
What the actual fuck is their malfunction?
I don't know.
I know exactly what their fucking malfunction is. It's basically not being able to let go. Oh fuck! What the fuck's happened to you? You still there?
Well, it's weird because some people don't think it's a malfunction. They think it's very very normal to have those kind of interests. But I don't know.
Oh, yeah, totally,
yeah. They never seem normal to me. I actually, when I went to high school, there was a kid that who was very strange. There's something about him I just didn't. It was very kind of iffy about him. And there was one day he came into school where he was wearing a tail, and it was.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was very weird. No, like I never really wanted to talk to him, and I didn't want to talk to him when I saw him have a tail either. But
oh man, you should have asked. You said, "Excuse me, what is the deal with that tail?"
Yeah, excuse me, what the fuck? Yeah, it was very weird. But I don't. I mean, I guess I should probably have a furry on here to talk to them and like find out what it's about, because I'm being ignorant really, because I don't really know.
No. That's not ignorance. That's self-defense, not knowing about this shit.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. The truth is, I really don't know. And but it does seem like a strange thing, like a weird imaginary pretend type thing. And
like I say, I think it comes from childhoods, growing up with, well, let's say Sonic the Hedgehog seems to be a fairly popular one.
Yeah. What is it about?
The hormones kick in. Nobody wants to speak to you because you're a colossal fucking arsehole. You start, maybe getting strange thoughts from your genital cluster, and somehow that becomes mixed up with Sonic, and before we know it, autism. Nothing but autism.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it does seem like a very strange thing to me. I couldn't really wrap my head around it. But yeah, it is weird how they like seem to cling to Sonic, and it's weird because I like Sonic the Hedgehog. I like the game, and my wife likes it too. But I never wanted to. Like, I never wanted to fuck Sonic. Normal, exactly. Man. I don't get it. It's very weird.
It does kind of put you off Sonic though, because if you say to somebody, "Oh, I like the Sonic the Hedgehog games," it's always going to be ticking away at the back of their mind. Is this a fucking furry autist or not?
Yeah. Well, Sonic's a fucking weird thing, because I've heard that like the recent Sonic games are like really fucking bad, and I've watched like a few videos of it, and like the narrative and like the story behind it is like it gets really deep. There's a lot of dialogue between the characters, and it makes me wonder if the people that are making the new Sonic games even know what the original Sonic is about, because there was really no plot in the original game at all, and now they have like all these new characters, and there's all these relationships between the characters and all that, And it makes me wonder if like everybody who is on the team designing these Sonic games are like these like Sonic fan fiction writers, and they just want to create.
Exactly what I was going to say. It's layers upon layers of fan fiction that have just fossilized into this fucking horrible melange of mingingness, you know?
Yeah, and it's just a piece of shit game.
Really... I've seen a couple of those games as well, and I don't see the attraction, you know?
Yeah, I think I would quit.
Maybe I'm missing out.
I would quit Doom forever if something like that happened to Doom. If people decided to quit making like Doom maps and
Jesus Christ, did you ever read any of the Doom novels? Now that was
yes, I have.
Tier
I know
it's fan wank right there.
So, you have read them?
I've read the first one a long time ago.
Yeah,
that was enough.
Yeah, I actually talked to Impy about it in the last episode because he writes Doom novels. He writes and what he described sounded pretty cool. He had like a pretty interesting concept, but the actual official Doom novels are so weird because like this Doom guy is like pining over this girl that he's trying to chase, and he like
but I mean, think about it. I mean, it must be quite difficult to write a book about Doom. There's not really that much plot. The Marine stands, he walks around the corner at 70 miles an hour or something ridiculous like that. He shoots the imp, and he shoots the other imp. Then he shoots this pink fucking thing.
Yeah.
Then he hits a button, he goes to the next level. There's not much room for character development there.
Yeah, the game is so fast that like it takes longer to describe what's happening than it does to just get it done.
Yeah, it totally does, yeah.
Yeah, it's a super fast-paced game, and most of the time you're not even really thinking. You're just plowing down monsters, and like it doesn't really matter. You're just wondering where's the health kit, where's the blue key card, stuff like that.
Yeah,
there's really not much.
With that.
There's really not much story behind it.
It's just a reaction thing.
Yeah, but it's I would definitely not say that the story is some kind of romantic comedy where you're trying to meet with this girl, and then when I read the first book, I got like. I read the whole first book, but like by the time he gets to like the second episode part of it, he meets up with the girl, and after that, it's like in the first like episode and stuff, he's kind of like there's like all this like internal monologue. He's not sure if he's going to survive, and he has like this conversation with an imp, which is like retarded, but he what happens? He eventually meets up with the girl. And after that, it's like not scary anymore. They're just like shooting monsters and cracking jokes, and they're like shooting catchphrases.
It's become a comedy, yeah.
Yeah, and it's cute because he finally met up with this girl that he's been chasing all this time, but it kind of like lost its kind of like survivalist kind of feel to it. Very weird.
Yeah, it sounds absolutely appalling, and you're not making me want to read it now.
Yeah, well, it gets even worse in the next books because they introduce some new characters, and there's like this whole like love triangle between. There's like a new girl that comes in there, and she's really young too, which is very weird. I think they say she's like 14 years old, and the main character is like in his 30s. So
they're trying to go for like an aliens Newt Ripley Hex situation.
Yeah, and
family in space that battles fucking monsters, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it gets really weird. I had trouble following it, and I honestly was not interested at all at that point because they didn't even care about. It seemed like they didn't even care about the monsters anymore. It just kind of like went into, I don't know, it was a stupid. The novel kind of sucked. Let's just leave it at that.
That was my beginning premise, and I don't think I've changed my mind over the course of the conversation. So.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know. But you write your own book, and that's pretty cool. I'm happy to see that you're doing your own writing because you do some pretty awesome stuff.
Yeah, I've actually just applied to go back to college to hone my craft, as it were.
The what?
Get paid lots of government money for doing so.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I'll be going back to uni to study the humanities. Fucking God knows what the fucking humanities are. So I'll find out when I'm there.
You seem like you hate a lot of people. I guess you run into...
I don't think it's hate. I just get pissed off with, like, stupidity and hypocrisy and
Well, that makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
it's not hate, it's anger.
Yeah.
Hate's a pretty negative emotion. If you
Yeah.
hate something, then you're Allah Akbar, bang. That's pretty shitty.
Yeah, I guess if
Because
you hate
anger,
something, you're like acting against it. So you're trying to like, you're actually
yeah,
like,
anger motivates people. Anger, I mean, Martin Luther King, pretty angry dude for fairly obvious reasons, but he got things done. He got shit done.
yeah.
If he wasn't angry, he wouldn't have done it. There would have been no civil rights movement. So anger can be a positive force.
Yeah, I agree.
Or you can just tell everyone to suck your dick and lick your arsehole and fuck you, I'm not coming back to your fucking forums wanker. You can do it that way as well.
Yeah, when I was in like my high school years and stuff, I was pretty angry as a young kid. I don't know, I really didn't like a lot of people, and so I kind of tried to stay away from them, and that's kind of what like drew me to Doom, because I could kind of like design my own levels and just do whatever I wanted to do, and that kind of anger kind of being
Did you
kind
ever
of
design? Did you ever design a level of the school that you're at?
no, no, I'm not a school shooter. Contrary to popular belief.
No, I didn't either, but I thought about it.
Yeah, well, I don't. I think a lot of people do, but maybe.
Well, like I say, it's the same as I was saying earlier. You're right about what you know. So when you're making your first Doom levels, yeah, you probably will make a classroom that you'll populate with monsters.
Yeah, I've heard rumors about that. Like I've heard like the Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold kids. They designed levels based on their school to
I
like
believe
to
Harris
plan.
did. I don't think Kobold or Klebold, whatever his fucking name, did.
Yeah, it was Harris that did it, and I never actually, I don't think I found levels, and I heard somewhere in on a website that said that was debunked, and there really is no levels based on the Columbine High School, but
no, there's not.
But he did make his own levels.
His levels were basically real tough level shit. I think there was extra blood particles added to the sprites using the spray paint tool from MS Paint, but that was about it.
Yeah, yeah. It is kind of chilling when you know like what he did after that. But we're triggering 1,000 people right now. I know people want to kill me because we're talking about this. But I don't know. But honestly, I don't know what people. I don't know what people would expect when I invite someone like you on the show.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Sorry?
Well, when I invite someone like you on the show, I don't know what people would expect. But I don't know.
Oh, yes. Well, this is your own fucking fault, really. You did ask.
Exactly. Well, yeah, that's the way I think about it too. But okay. So what were we talking about?
Mass murder simulator. Ooh. I think that's pretty much covers Doom, doesn't it?
Yeah, kind of. I don't know, but
you're talking about how it was a very angry individual.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
So a role model for our children. I think that's where we were going with this.
Right. Yeah. I feel like when you were saying that anger is like it can be like a positive emotion if you like channel it the right way, and that actually worked for me when I was getting into mapping for the first time, because I just kind of I don't know I didn't really. I don't know if I like really hated my surroundings or anything, but I didn't really like dealing with people, so I just kind of like made my own maps and stuff like that, and kind of stuck to Doom forums and stuff like that. And
I think when you're pissed off, the creativity is an outlet. There's no doubt about it.
That's exactly it. It gave me a lot of energy towards the maps that I made. And
it's when you're pissed off. That's when I do some of my best writing. It's when if I'm in the mood to draw or paint or do anything like that.
Yeah.
If I'm pissed off, things tend to go quicker.
Yeah, I've actually been thinking about that a lot lately.
Because block is kicking fuck out of the cat.
Yeah, I was thinking about that more lately because I don't. My life has actually been like pretty steady lately. Like I bought my own house and I'm happily married, and I really don't have a lot of problems going on with my life right now. But I've also like stopped mapping completely.
So everything's nice, sun's shining, God is in his heaven, and all is right with the world. Feel no real need to do anything.
Yeah, it's very weird how that works out, because I do have like these projects that I want to start, like ideas that I had in the past, and I just don't really have as much motivation to work on them. And and I kind of miss that like anger feeling that I used to have. And it's like, and so I guess like sometimes I go like on the forums like looking for controversy because I want to like get arguments. Like I'm gonna get people riled up and get arguments going and stuff like that because that kind of gives me energy in that way.
Yeah, from chaos comes, well, something or anyway.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. Whereas my life generally is a day-to-day shit show of catastrophe. Yeah.
So what goes on in your everyday life that makes it such a shit show?
Oh, it's just a never-ending cavalcade of idiot fuckery.
Okay, so you deal with a lot of assholes.
My friends are not the most sensible people.
Yeah.
And they tend to get themselves involved in some very shady situations.
Oh, really?
And they tend to do idiotic shit as well.
Yeah.
You know?
So, like what? They get themselves in trouble?
Extramarital, so I can't really go into anything like that, but... trying to think of an example. You know about the shit bin situation that Gary Neal got himself into. I'm sure I posted about that in the forum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, I'll basically explain it for the listeners.
Okay.
My mate, he's no the sharpest tool in the shed by any means. He has a recycling bin for garden waste, shall we say?
Okay.
And somebody told him, you know, you can put dog shit in there. You know, it all goes away to the garden waste recycling place, and it's all fun, nice.
Yeah.
So he's got 2 dogs, and one of them is a big fucking dog. I mean, it shits like a bear. You know, these are big shits. So he was going outside. Dog has a shit. He scoops it up in a carrier bag, ties the carrier bag with a neat little bow, pops it in the garden waste bin.
Yeah.
So eventually, I mean, over the course of 6 months, the bin is filled with dog shit. Like,
he doesn't touch it for 6 months?
Dog shit, no fucking bone, no gristle, only dog shit. So, wheels it out to the side of the road to get lifted by the fucking recycling people. And the recycling people tell him, we're not taking it. He's like, why? It's dog shit. You can put dog shit in the recycling bin.
Yeah, but 6 months of dog
yes,
shit.
Yes, you can. But the fucking plastic bags are non-biodegradable, you stupid fuck.
Oh my god.
So now he's got fucking 500 litre bin full of dog shit that he's going to have to go through one by one, fucking cutting open the bags, emptying the dog shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. This is a sort of fucking stupidity I'm dealing with on a day-to-day basis. There's no fucking wonder I'm an angry son of a bitch.
That makes perfect sense. That's crazy, man.
But it's still sitting there outside his fucking house. It's like a bin of shit outside his house.
What a fucking idiot.
Nobody knows what to do with it.
Oh my god.
We're going to have to fucking set fire to the bin or something like that, just get rid of it. There's going to be this fucking trail of smoke you're going to be able to see from space, and the fucking smell of dog shit drenching the town.
Yeah, I'll be able to smell it all the way from here in America.
We'll send up smoke signals to you. Wave a fucking pillow above it. Yeah, Neil's still a fucking idiot.
That sucks, man. Stupid people are the worst.
Yeah, so, you know, that stuff like that constitutes my average day.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But at least, you know, if everyone ever invites you onto a radio station, you've got something to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. But it still sucks that you happen to get banned from Doomworld. It just kind of sucks. Because the way I see Doomworld, it's kind of like just this place where a bunch of people gather together to unite under this umbrella that we all play Doom. And it kind of it kind of stings.
I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. I reckon, yeah, Doomworld used to be like kind of like a ghetto.
Yeah, kind of.
A ghetto feel to it.
Yeah.
Very rough, very homemade kind of. And then, you know, what Ling's done to it now, he's basically gentrified it, you know?
Well, I don't have a problem with Ling Wicca. I think he's a cool guy, but I understand like it's kind of lost its direction. He's shifting his focus from what it used to be to like what it should be now, which is more like Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. And for me, I use Doomworld to get away from that kind of stuff.
Sorry, I missed that. You kind of cut out a bit there.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I try to use something like Doomworld to get away from like Facebook and Twitter and all that social media and stuff. So like it was kind of like weird for me when they went through this whole transition and like that he was implementing this new stuff and that uh, you can kind of, I don't know, like it seems like people are I mean it's pretty obvious now. A lot of people are like more like progressive and like left wing and all that kind of stuff, and that's okay because I'm honestly not I'm not really that far off from that mark either. But it's weird when there's like arguments and stuff and go on, and like people will get banned and get like losered and things like that. And usually, if you're on the left wing side, there's really nothing that's going to happen to you. And it's not always true for everybody, but for most cases, it is. And that's kind of weird that it seems like it's kind of like getting that political bias in that way. But it's, I don't know. I don't really have a problem with the side of things, but it's weird when it seems like some people are getting like special treatment and other people aren't.
I think the main problem I have with the way DW has went, I mean, stuff post-Hell, that's a big one.
Yeah, what happened to that, man?
Post-Hell. I think it's important if a post gets deleted or something, or closed, I think it's important that doesn't just vanish down the memory hole and is never seen again.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think post-Hell served a purpose. Like, okay, justice, we'll put that in inverted commas. Justice is done. Justice is also seen to be done.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, people will see that this is how you be a retard. So like this is like if you're looking at post-Hell, you know not to follow in these people's footsteps. And
indeed. Whereas now it's just deleted, never seen again. It's all very hush hush. People are banned. It's not a case of them being banned. It's a case of they just vanish. You know, a Soviet gulag kind of situation. You just don't know what happened to your neighbours.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's more shady than it used to be. Not that I would know, because I'm definitely IP banned. I'm definitely don't have a second account that used to surf the forums or anything like that.
Yeah. But I'm actually right there with you. I got a temporary ban recently. Because
oh dear.
Yeah. Well,
naughty boy.
Yeah, and it's also weird because like I don't know. Well, it's very weird. I'll tell you what happened if you want to hear my story. Because the thing about, I know people don't like to listen to band stories. So I actually got in an argument with somebody about this last time because I had Joe Ilya on the show, and I was talking to him about his band. I got some people angry about it. But the thing is, band stories are the best stories, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's got everything. It's got drama, suspense.
Oh, yeah.
Heroes have fallen in battle.
Yeah, so what happened to me is it didn't so much happen to me. I caused it myself. But so there was this guy named Hyperluke, and he made a thread on Doomworld where he said he had some people, he got some notifications in his email that said that somebody successfully breached his account. They guessed his password, and they had access to his Doomworld account. And he made that thread, and a lot of people responded saying, like, you got to change your password, man. Change it to something with numbers and symbols that people aren't going to guess. Use a password generator, stuff like that. And he says, I already changed my password to something nobody can guess. I just want to know who did it. And so I just responded with as much information as I could give him. I told him that I've been in Doom for about like 10 years, and I haven't really seen anything like this happen. I don't know anybody who's actually tried to get into anybody's account, except for one time where Memphis leaked his password onto the forums, and Do used it to get into his private message inbox. But I don't think that Do did it, and that's what I said. And I got banned and I got a 1 week ban. And 1 week doesn't seem like that much. I mean, it's kind of a small number, but for someone like me, it's like I check Doom forums like 2-3 times a day, and I check it on my phone. So like when I'm like sitting, like I'm watching TV or something, and there's a commercial, I'll like check my phone real quick, and I'm like, fuck, I'm banned again. I keep forgetting that. So I get in like this stupid situation where I keep like checking my phone for what's going on in Doomworld to see what's going on, and I just keep keep getting reminded that I'm banned. But
Yeah,
it sucked. It was a very weird. It was a very weird situation though, because I don't think. I don't know. Well, I'm speaking for myself and my own perspective. I know this probably seems different to other people, but I don't think what I did was very wrong or breaking the rules. I was just stating what I knew to be a fact, and that's what happened. But
naughty boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a strange feeling, you know. I mean, you wake up in the morning, you're hungover, you're like, oh fuck, what did I do last night? And oh, I think I told that fucking guy down the pub he was a dick, and oh Christ, I was surfing internet drunk last night. Oh, good, I'm fucking banned from Doomworld again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally understand. It's fine.
Yeah, it's the thing about Dude though is that he's not like your average human being. I like Dude to me seems more like a beehive. Like you can walk by a beehive.
A swarm of dew.
Yeah, you can walk by a beehive and it won't bother you. But if you give it a little bit of a poke, just a little bit of a touch, you'll be covered in bees. And those bees will release pheromones on you, and that brings in bees from other beehives. And then before you know it, you're just surrounded by yellow jackets that you're just swatting off, and you just can't get rid of them. And after like 3 days or so, you finally get rid of all the bees, and like after that, you're just exhausted. And like
it's excellent analogy, except I would replace the word bees with cunts.
Use some very strong words. That's probably why you got banned, man.
Full of cunts.
You're really harsh with people, man.
Well, that's kind of my shtick, isn't it?
Yeah, you gotta lay down the law.
Well, I see.
But the thing about though is that I consider
the elder statesman now. There's nothing you can do to me. I'm invincible.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't really get that. I don't really get that hung up when people use like strong words against me. But I know some people can get like that's if they're not used to it, they get pretty frustrated pretty quick.
Well, I wouldn't want to hurt anyone's feelings now.
Yeah, of course not. You don't want people's feelings to be hurt, especially on the internet. It's their safe space.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, but do something else though. But the thing is, he's despite that, even though if you poke the beehive, you'll get a bunch of bees on you. If you do play your cards right, he'll give you a little bit of honey, and that's in the form of like play testing information and like speed running advice and stuff like that. So like Dude knows like a lot of interesting stuff. So he's for that. But for some people, it's easier than others, and myself included, because I get myself in trouble with Dude all the time.
Yeah, panic ye not. I'm sure they love you deep down and will never.
I hope so, because I don't really have that much of a problem with Dude. I don't hate him. We get in arguments and stuff on the forums, but I feel like if I talked to him in real life, we'd probably get along.
Yeah, I'm sure Dude's fine. I'm sure they're actually all mostly fine. I mean, as human beings, they're not terrible.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm finding out with this radio show, because I'm talking to people from all kinds of different different scopes and like different like I talk to like old time members such as yourself, and then I talk to like new people too, and everybody seems to be pretty cool in some way or another, even though they get in forum arguments and stuff all the time. But
well, that's what people do on forums, so I mean,
yeah,
it is there as a debating tool. It's not just to go in and say, oh, look at my lovely new dress, and everyone goes, oh, that's a very nice dress, isn't it? I know, I just bought it for £20. Bollocks to that. Have a fight about politics. It's much more fun.
Yeah, it's it just seems fake to me when everybody's like really nice to each other, because like when you're posting on the forums, you're telling people what you're really thinking, not actually what you would normally say. And if somebody's bothering you, you'll fucking tell them.
Pretty much would say these things, but that's again, that's possibly a personal flaw on my part.
Well, I don't know, but that's kind of how I feel forums are supposed to be too. It's just that they're kind of like this healthy exchange of ideas, even though most people don't consider it to be healthy if you're using derogatory terms. Nice. But
think of them like that. But it's not so much what's happening anymore. Like you say, it is more safe spacey. The internet in general is more space safe. Even something awful. Have you been there recently?
No, I haven't. I haven't used that forum much. What is that about?
See, look, God. Back in the old days, it was a forum that you went to. It was very like Doomworld. Doomworld took a lot of shit from something awful.
Okay.
I mean, we're all old goons. the old crew. They're all old SA goons, to be brutally honest with you.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like Post Hell came from the comedy gas chamber at Something Awful. It was, again, the ghetto of the internet. People would go there, troll, start fights. But there's no place like that anymore on the internet, I've found. Well, if there are, I don't know about it. It's all very social, networky these days.
Yeah. What does it mean to be a forum troll? Because I feel like that definition's changed lately. Because what I find lately is that if you say anything that someone could possibly disagree with, you're a troll.
Yeah.
And
you're a troll.
That's a shame that it's like that.
But you're not actually a troll. What you're doing is you're disagreeing.
Yes.
The idea... Pardon me, I'm smoking too much here. The idea of a forum troll, my opinion, is you're a naysayer. You're somebody who puts the other side of the argument to somebody, often in a vaguely insulting way, but that's kind of what makes it fun.
Yeah.
That's what you should be doing when you're trolling. You're making people think about what they are saying and why they think that in the first place.
Yeah, that's what I was told when I signed up to a forum for the first time. I forget what forum it was, but I got in an argument with somebody, and I led them to believe that I was standing for something that I knew that this person would get angry about, and I was doing it to push his buttons. And
yeah, well, that's fine. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with that.
I think
if your ideas can't stand up to being challenged, then they're not very good fucking ideas.
Exactly. That's what I think so too. That's what happened to me. I got like a warning from the forum moderator, and he said that's what you're doing is exactly what we define as trolling, and that seems like it's not the case anymore. It's such a varied definition. Where like just about anybody can be considered a troll just by like, I mean, you've seen like some of the people that posted on Doomer boards, they like consider themselves to be trolls, and they're just like being retarded. They're just like spam posting and saying anything, and it's just like
that's exactly it. I mean, the day of the classic DW trolls is dead, and the era of the shit poster is upon us.
Yeah, what's up with shit posting?
Why Terrorwad shit? I mean, God.
What? Yeah, what? It's not funny or anything. Like, what is the point of it?
Yeah, it's just shit posting. That's all it is.
Ugh. Why do people even do that? It doesn't even seem fun to me. It's just, I guess you don't know either.
No, I was trying to construct a clever metaphor involving spraying diarrhea like a fire hose all over the forum, but I have failed.
Yeah,
that's what we'll call it. We're going to call it posting incontinence.
Yeah. Yeah, these are strange times, man.
Yeah, well, c'est la vie.
Yeah, the internet's just not what it used to be. I don't know. I'm kind of like losing interest in it just because of how much it's changed. I'm trying to. I don't know. I'm trying to shift things around. I'm trying to get like more interesting topics discussed, but there's some people that will like really stand firm about telling you what you can and can't talk about, and that's very strange to me.
And that's how you end up with what do you think about this? Well, this Sonic game, we're back at fucking Sonic again, but never mind. What do you think about it? It ends up looking like a page on BuzzFeed.
Right.
List your top 10 fucking rectal prolapses or whatever the fuck the conversation's about. And it just ends up like that. Because people are like afraid to post anything that could be considered a little bit risky, a little bit edgy.
Yeah, it's very weird. I have to ask you, did you see the, I don't know if you have or not, do you have, as a band member of Doomworld, are you able to see what goes on in Doomworld, or are you locked out?
There's always ways around the ban. I don't post anymore, because, well, frankly, what's the point? I'd have to completely disguise who I was, and there's no fun in that. No, I don't post anymore.
Are you confessing to ban evasion on my radio show? And now I'm I'm sympathizing for ban evasion now, and I'm going to get in trouble. I'm giving you an outlet to speak when you're not supposed to.
Banned, man.
Yeah, well, Okay, so you can see what goes on the forums, though, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I posted a thread called "Forums Are Dead," and
I did see that actually.
oh,
Yeah,
you did
but
see
it
it. Okay,
vanished, didn't it?
that's right. It got locked because my arguments were too strong. No, I'm just kidding. I don't
Oh,
know for sure, but it made a lot of people upset, and I kind of I was kind of picking on 9 Inch Heels a little bit, but yeah, it
yeah.
got
Who the fuck is that, by the way? I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't know who she was until after we migrated to the new forum software, but I don't
Well,
know.
it's bound to be somebody that we know. You know,
Yeah, well,
I realise we might be straying into dangerous territory here as well, so I'm going
yeah,
to
I know you're
stop
gonna get me
there.
killed. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, what you're describing sounds like kind of the argument that I was trying to make in that thread, and pretty much it seemed like almost everyone was either leaning towards neutral to um, pretty much unanimously being against what I had to say. And my argument was like more about how like the forums are just kind of this like this place where everybody's kind of like chasing these likes and these like fake internet points and not really discussing important ideas because there's things that you just can't talk about anymore that make people upset and these things don't get you likes so people avoid talking about them anyway and
I don't.
it's
Yeah,
a shame to
I
see the
don't think
forums go in
avoiding
that
talking
direction.
about things helps in any way, shape, or form. It just means there's a giant fucking elephant in the room that everyone's ignoring, tiptoeing
Yeah,
around. But the fucking elephant's still there. The longer
exactly.
the elephant is in there, the more elephant shit that's going to be generated. And you've got to eventually you have to acknowledge the fucking elephant.
Yeah, exactly. When I signed up to the forums, people were talking about. I remember that being like pretty common. People were like having like discussions about politics and religion and all kinds of stuff like that. None of that stuff comes up anymore. And
Again, it's the
when
BuzzFeedification of the forum. Well, these things happen. Things change.
yeah, and it's just
Find
made the
another
internet into
forum. Go forth on the internet and find another place where you can, speak your mind.
yeah, yeah. That's kind of what I use Doomer boards for a little bit because it seems like Contra Command is on the right track. He's open to like political discussions and stuff like that, which is cool. But
Yeah, he's all right. He seems fairly good. I wish the place was a bit more busy, but
me too. I'd like to see it get kind of like get kind of crazy too. I want to see more people show up, but I don't know. But yeah,
I've seen a lot of Doom forums come and go.
right,
Great respect to the old OG Doom Nation, Doom Center,
right.
New Doom, all tragically past it. Is New Doom still going?
Is it? I don't know. I signed
I
up
don't
to
know
New
either.
Doom a long time ago, but I haven't checked it in a long time.
Yeah, I've not checked it in a long time either. I assume that Weimer's still alive. Shame.
Mm. So
yeah, I've seen a lot of Doom forums come and go, so
yeah, yeah. It is weird how the internet's
so these
changed
things
though.
happen.
It's what I really it's funny because like when it was like kind of new, it was like a very underground kind of place because there was nothing like it before, and but it was especially attractive to me about it was that it was a place where you could really exchange ideas and learn more about people that are unlike you from different places who have different opinions and things like that. And it's very weird to be dealing with people who seem to tell you what you can and can't talk about because they're just like avoiding these kinds of concepts that like kind of lend themselves to more deeper and deeper conversations. And it just
Well,
makes things
exactly.
it makes things like really shallow and boring to listen
It's
to.
very superficial. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's a very I don't know, it's a very strange thing.
I try to think of the best way to put it. It is a shame when something that you love and you've put a lot of time into evolves without you.
Yeah,
You end up being fucking Cro-Magnon man.
exactly.
You're
Yeah,
the old school cantankerous, don't really give a fuck, and the young Kurtz come in and totally ruin all your shit, and you're like, this forum used to be so good, and now it's fucked beyond all human recognition.
Yeah.
Again, it happens though.
Yeah, but what's especially weird about it is that I had like things like politics and like religion and stuff was like hard to talk to about people like it was hard to talk about those kind of things with people that I knew in real life. And I'm finding that it's like the opposite is true now. Like I can talk to people about politics and religion all the time, and we can even be like really fucking ignorant if we want to, and just be like, call people, like just like you do, like call people cunts and all kinds of stuff. It doesn't matter because they know you're not.
That's a Scottish thing that we all call each other cunts up here.
Yeah, well, but
term of endearment.
Yeah, but like you can pretty much say like all kinds of different kinds of things. With like people that
that's because you've been practicing on Doomroll for the past 10 years.
Yeah, I suppose.
Come out your shell a little bit. You've formed your opinions. You've tried those opinions up against other people. You've reformed those opinions. Again, that was what was really good about Doomworld. Whereas the current generation, who are not doing this,
I know
they're rocking away in their safe space. They're not going to have their minds open the way the old generation did.
Right.
Which is why the current crop of millennials are a bunch of ignorant scum-sucking fuckheads.
Yeah, I know. Did you see that? There's like some videos on YouTube about this school, Evergreen in like Portland, Oregon or something. Evergreen University. But there's these kids like protesting about
something like that.
There's these kids protesting about these teachers that they think are racist, and there's if you actually like listen to them,
I saw something about that.
Yeah, like these guys have like these teachers have like posted videos and stuff, and like they have like links to their credentials and stuff, and they're like very clearly not racist, but something that they said led students to believe that they're racist, and now they're like rioting about it, and they're not listening to what he has to say, and they're just telling him what to do. And they're telling the principal of or not the principal, the president of the university what to do, and the president of the university is just caving into everything they're doing that they're telling him, and just because he doesn't want to be considered a racist in the public eye, and it's a very weird thing.
They've basically changed the definition of racist to basically suit themselves. It's now whatever we like, as opposed to, actually being racist.
Yeah.
It's incredibly annoying.
Yeah. But honestly, what I'm doing right now is like confirmation about it, is because I actually, because when I had Joe Ilya on the show, I got in this. Someone brought up this like huge argument on my forum thread about World Extermination, because I talked to him about it, and Joe Ilya made a joke where he said the N-word, and it was a very shitty joke, but I kind of like. I consoled him and told him that like it was kind of like he was just being immature. I know he's not actually a racist, and someone was making the argument that I don't get to choose if I'm racist or not. It's people tell me that I'm racist, and if that's the case, I mean, if in that case, like you're a zebra, Dark Nation, because I just called you a zebra and you can't defend yourself because you don't get to decide if you're not a zebra. I tell you if you're a zebra. You know what I mean? All kinds of it was a very weird argument. But it was weird to me. There's people that feel very strongly about it, and I don't know. I like to think that they don't really think that hard about it, or they actually haven't had like an actual discussion about it. And it's partially because this like internet climate doesn't let you talk about things without getting people pissed off and upset, and they just want to shut you out instead of actually talking about stuff that's important.
Well, again, we're back to the whole. I don't know if there's a word for trolling in a constructive fashion. A white troll, something like that. I mean, stuff like the N-word. Yeah, it is ultimately just a word.
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to say too. What I was trying to say was that
you think about things that way, you'll be able to have a conversation about these things.
Yeah, well,
rather than
the way
being so triggered by the word that you go off on a fucking internet rampage and try to get everyone banned. I mean, how's that helping anyone?
Yeah, well, the argument I was trying to make was that Joe Ilya probably doesn't have a very serious understanding of what that word means, because he's from Israel. He's never had like that kind of that kind of weight of history behind him about like all that racism, because like in America we've had slavery here and stuff here, so like we kind of have to carry that because our ancestors had to deal with that. But
I don't know. I mean, a man in Israel. I mean, imagine his next door neighbors are of the darker
right.
the darker flavor.
Well, what I was trying to say was that I don't think he really understands that word to mean anything other than just a word that makes any casual conversation very uncomfortable. And that's the way I thought he used it, because like people were just having, because in the thread people were just having a fun conversation. He made a joke where he used that word, and that kind of like turned all the tables. And he knew the way he described it. He said it's just a fucking word. It doesn't really mean anything. And that's kind of the same point that I had, because I felt like if you really don't attach any sort of meaning to it, it is in fact just a word. And it's just a word that he knows to make social situations really uncomfortable. And like that jarring shift in mood was what was funny, and that was like what I thought was funny. And like it got like twisted into me saying that I think the N word is funny, and therefore I'm a racist, and that Joe's a racist, and I'm a racism sympathizer, and all kinds of, and it was very, very silly situation.
Well, I guess, okay, some words have power, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think you should use the N word. God, I'm on radio. I can't say it.
Yeah.
You can't. I don't think you can use it frivolously. You can use it for humor. You can't do it in a frivolous manner. The last time I used it, when I was on the forum, I was talking about some fucking bullshit, some idiot terrorist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did use the N word to really just get that contempt across, you know.
Yeah. Well, I
probably shouldn't have done it. Probably should have thought.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I would never encourage.
Worst word you can call somebody.
Yes, I would never encourage somebody to talk like that. Like, it's not something that's really, it should be like rewarded or anything. But
absolutely not. I mean, if I don't have kids, what if my kid came up to me and started, mouthing off about N this and N that?
Yeah, you smack him over the face.
Kick him in the basically, yeah. Because it's not nice, but sometimes conversations aren't nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends on the kind of people you're with, and that's kind of, I guess that's how like Joe interpreted the situation to be, was like kind of like assuming that people would kind of think that was funny, and he managed to get banned from the forums because of it.
You make a joke in bad taste, and it turns out, oh, you have severely misjudged this situation, and now you're a social pariah. Well done, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, but
it happens. It happens. You just got to rebuild your I've forgotten the fucking word. That's English.
Your reputation. Yeah.
Chase those likes forevermore, Joe, and never use the N word again.
Yeah.
That's you told.
Yeah, make sure you go to more political rallies and all kinds of stuff. Oh man, it's crazy.
Nobody's perfect.
So, do you think Doom has changed at all? Like, do you think I don't know how many WoDs you've been playing lately, but do you have like any favorite WoDs that you used to play in the past?
Yeah. There's a few.
It's hard to think of them.
I guess the biggest thing that happened with me would be Brittle Doom. I realise that's a really unpopular opinion as well.
Yeah.
But it's just fun. It's a fun way to play Doom.
Yeah.
The scripting is clever. It's violent. The feedback is quite satisfying. That for me would obviously Urban Brawl, great game. You should totally play it. Deathmatch and stuff, I quite like. I don't even know how recent it is. The Green War type maps, very simple, like purely textured, really, but interesting deathmatch setups.
Yeah.
I like that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, that's especially
important. The biggest game changer has been Brittle Doom, at least for single player.
Yeah, the with Green War, that's very important the way that those levels are designed because they're not that detailed. Because if you got kind of like bumps and crevices and stuff everywhere, you're losing control as
Yeah,
a player.
I agree with that.
And what I also
I
find
agree
is
with that. If you're death matching and you really do need to concentrate on where everyone is at any specific moment, very pixel perfect moves, having a bland background helps with that. So
yeah,
it's less about looking good, more about feeling good.
yeah, because that's what I found. I remember like there was a project called like Detailing Green War, and that was
Mm.
like this whole and it was they were like super detailed maps and they were beautiful looking. But when I played them, the detail was so distracting. I wanted to like look at everything instead of actually like playing the map, and
Yeah,
I got like so distracted and I got shot a lot, and it was a very weird. I couldn't see myself playing that seriously. And with something like Green War, like it's important that the deathmatch levels are kind of like stay very simplistic in that way, so that you're not distracted as a player, and you're also not like colliding with all kinds of like little details and stuff too. Um, so
yeah, you
like
don't get caught in any corners as you go around. I
yeah,
was
and
playing Quake 2 deathmatch not that long ago. I mean, it's got some real problems with fucking walls coming out to catch you. It looks quite pretty, well, at least it did for its time, but death matching around it is a bit of a pain in the ass. You can't go anyplace near the walls for fear of getting caught on a slope or something like that.
yeah, that's a piece of shit. I mean that's got to be so fucking annoying having to deal with that. It's because like when you die, it doesn't feel like it's your fault. It's the map's fault.
Yeah, exactly.
And it sucks when that like compromises your skills and like what your frag count is if you're like bumping into stuff that's you can expect to like move past it but you get clipped on these little details.
Yeah.
So annoying. I remember seeing some posts where you posted about what is a door fortress? I remember you talked
Oh
a little
my
bit about that.
god.
Can I
Dwarf
I don't know what
Fortress
that is. Can
is
you tell me what that is?
it's basically a world simulator. The guy's been programming it for 10 plus years now.
Wow.
It's roguelike interface, like top down. I don't know if you're familiar with the idea of rogue.
Yeah, I do. I know a little bit about it. I know it's like I've seen like
Yeah,
the original roguelike and it's like kind of like a text based type thing, but you're like a character and you move in
yeah.
turns and stuff like that.
The best way I could put it would be like it's like a hyper detailed dungeon keeper,
Okay.
except with alcoholic dwarfs. It's detailed down to the fingers of your little dwarfs. I mean, fingers can get cut off in combat. If you're fighting zombies, you cut off a hand, the hand will come and chase you. There was a fucking bug with invincible zombie teeth that you smash a zombie's head in, and the teeth would be undead and come and get you. It's detailed down to the finest level.
Mm.
Um, it's mental,
Yeah.
absolutely mental, and it's extremely difficult to get into.
Okay.
The user interface is absolutely terrible, but
Okay.
once you get past that, it's it could suck up months of your life. It really could.
Really.
Yeah, well, I think my favourite story about the development of Dwarf Fortress at the moment would be the case of the dying cats.
Okay.
The Toady, who programs makes the fucking thing, he released a new build of the game that had taverns in it. So the dwarves would go to the taverns, get their fucking beer casks, get their mugs, drink beer, drink beer, drink beer, uh, get completely pissed, then go about doing dwarfy things, as they do.
Okay.
The cats in the fortress were turning up dead from alcohol poisoning. This is how finely detailed the simulation is. I mean,
Yeah.
fucking cat got livers in them, and the livers will get cirrhosis and die. So, like, why the fuck are the cats drinking alcohol? It turns out that dwarfs were drinking and then throwing fucking beer, sloshing it all over the taverns. The cats were walking through it, all the fucking lakes of beer that had been spilled in the tavern. And the fucking cats had then been sitting down, like licking themselves clean, and since they were covered in fucking beer, were getting completely pissed as farts and then dying of cirrhosis. I mean, that's the level of detail in this fucking thing. It's completely mad.
So there's just these like crazy stories that just go on into like these crazy abysses where cats are drinking themselves to death.
If you ever get a chance, look up Bolt Murdered. It was a map that got passed from person to person on something awful. And it was just one hilarious story after another. Just catastrophe after catastrophe. They built a series of the magma channels. So when the elves turned up at the door and said, "We don't like dwarves," they'd open it and basically flood the entire world with magma.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, like I say, there's basically there's nothing that you can't do in it if you know how to use the terrible user interface. Yeah, I think it's really worth checking out.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So it's like kind of like this role-playing game, sort of.
It actually has two different modes.
Okay.
There's like a role-playing segment of it where you journey about the world destroying goblins. Nobody gives a fuck about that shit. The really interesting bit is the more dungeon keeper-like segment where you're tunneling out your wee dwarven fortress and you're building your fucking magma cannons and you're weaponizing fucking cat. I mean, recently there was discussion about trying to start a dwarf space program using nothing but fucking catapults to see if we can get the dwarves above the fucking map somehow and into space. Totally mental shit.
That's hilarious.
It is. It's like the forums themselves are actually really quite fun as well. But
oh wait, there's a Dwarf Fortress forum.
Yeah, you should check it out. There's some interesting shit on there.
Okay, so they like talk about like ideas for campaigns and stuff in the game.
They mostly talk about what they call science in capital letters and an exclamation point after it, which is ways of seeing how to break the game.
Oh, okay.
For example, getting a bunch of newly born dwarven babies, locking them in what's called a creche, which has automated spike traps in it that constantly come out and nearly mortally wound the babies, but not quite. Therefore, the dwarves grow up to be big and tough with excellent strength, toughness stats. And then you build an army of these superhuman fucking mincing machines with no empathy. And yeah, it's quite psychotic when you think about it that way.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awesome. I had no idea about Dwarf Fortress. I heard a little bit about it from I think a couple of your posts on Doomworld back then, but I never heard anybody else talking about it. But it seems like I like that like really underground stuff because I like to like something that's really fascinates me the most about Doom is like the speedrunning community because they're kind of like they're almost like kind of detached from society in a way.
Oh yeah.
I don't know for sure because I haven't really had like those speedrunners like on the show. I've had a couple of people I've tried to ask and I didn't get responses back from them. But it seems like they're just kind of like in their own, like they're really focused on like on beating these like impossibly difficult maps and like breaking the game with like all these cool like speedrunning tricks they find out, and they're kind of like they don't even really participate in like there's a whole group of people that are in the speedrunning forum that aren't really participating in the rest of Doom World, and they're just kind of like they're doing their own thing. And like when you talked about like Dwarf Fortress, that made me think of something that's like kind of like underground in that way. Like it's something that like not a lot of people know about, but people that do know about it are like really into it.
Yeah, the speedrunning thing. I mean, speedrunning's really blown up.
Yeah.
You've like that awesome games done quick and all that.
Yeah, I think that's part of it.
I mean, speedrunning's now a big thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be interesting if you could get a speedrunner on the show. One that actually isn't so autistic that they can't speak or anything like that.
I hope that's not the case. A lot of people in the speedrunning community seem very cool.
I'll try and get one, man. It would be interesting to hear what they said.
Yeah, because like speedrunning is a very strange thing. Like breaking the maps, and like there's all kinds of like little glitches and stuff, and there's special ways to deal with every little situation.
Have you ever seen a speedrun of Duke Nukem?
Yes, I have. That game.
Oh
that game.
God, that's a broken ass game.
Yes, it is. it's humiliating. I bet the people on 3D Realm saw that and they were like, man, Jesus fucking Christ! I can't believe we released that. Yeah, because
there's some maps version of it even more fucked.
Yeah, there's some maps they beat in like less than 5 seconds.
You can do now that you couldn't do in the old version.
Yeah. Oof.
Crazy.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. But you're right. I think it's like awesome games done quick that kind of like popularized speedrunning.
Yeah, I agree with that. But that has become again gentrified.
A little bit, yeah. I guess.
Yeah, a lot of cool people who used to do the awesome games done quick are no longer invited. I am sad to say.
Oh, is that true?
For various crimes against humanity that they have performed, the fucking supervillains that they are.
What did they do? Did they
they
cheat or something? Or
charity broadcast, and then they swear on the live feeds, or
and they get booted off for that.
There's more drama in that fucking community than there ever has been in Doomworld.
Oh, really?
It's worth looking at just so you can laugh at them, really.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, again, it keeps people interested, I suppose.
We're so cynical. We hate everything.
Oh Christ! What the fuck's this doing now? Sorry, my computer just did something weird.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I said we're so cynical. It seems like we hate everything.
I don't hate everything. I just mild bemusement followed by occasional outflowings of bile. That's fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, did you are there any other things that you wanted to talk about?
I can't think of anything. I think I've waffled enough, don't you?
Yeah, we have kind of like messed around a little bit, but it was good fun, man. I'm really happy that I got to talk to you.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
All right, man.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I hope you don't have to edit this too much.
Nah, you were fine.
Great.
So, I don't. Who am I talking to next? I'm talking to General Rainbow Bacon. He's a cool guy, and
okay.
Let's see. That'll be sometime next week, and then I'm gonna have to be on hold for a while because I have like all these outgoing private messages on Doomworld, but I'm banned currently, so I don't get to read any of them. Oh man, I gotta keep myself out of trouble.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
If all else goes wrong, blame me.
Yeah, it's your fault, Dark Nation. You talked me into this.
I did.
You brainwashed me.
Off the path of righteousness and into my den of sin.
Yeah, you brainwashed me, man. You converted me to the other side, and now I'm an evil person.
You are. You can feel the evil. Proper Darth Sidious shit here. You're feeling it bubble through you, and now you just want to go and kick the fucking cat.
Yep. All right, so everybody on Doomworld, get ready to see my angry post as soon as I come back. And I'm going to start all kind of forum arguments. I'm going to call out everybody, and it's going to get really nasty real fast.
Don't use the N-word.
Yeah, I won't use that, though.
Good lad.
All right. It's good talking to you, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, thank you, everybody, for listening, and tune in for our next episode, which is later on. All right, see ya.
See you later, man. Take care.